Hello and welcome to a new Google Sheets project in Practical Sheet. Today we're continuing our workout logger series in Google Sheets. What we did last video was to set up a database where I could select an exercise, the date where I performed it, and how many repetitions I did in each series. And I had also the space to add some comments. Also, even though I could select from the exercises I already have selected in the past, I could also add new exercises. For example, I could put here something like one arm push-up. And automatically, the next time, I would have in my drop-down the one arm push-up. This is nice. I also added some functionalities to help me quickly go down to the last row. For example, I have this button that lets me go to the last row, or if I prefer, I have some macros set up that I could go to the last row very easily, or if I prefer, I could add rows on the top so I could easily include new exercises. Finally, what we did was a dashboard where we could easily look at the last date where we did some exercise, or if I prefer, I could select a specific date and it would bring me the exercises I did that date. And on the other hand, I could also see the history of any of my exercises from the most recent to the oldest, and I could see the history on that. There are a lot of things we can follow up on, but the thing that I want the most to add to this is kind of an input form, because I still think that adding up the new exercises down here or up here is not that effective, because I first have to go here to my dashboard, see what I did last time. I'm going to erase this so it will bring the last series I did, and then knowing this, then I could come here and insert a new one, and I don't like it that much actually, so I'm going to erase this. I don't like having only one exercise. So what I prefer to do is a kind of a form where I can select each exercise and it will bring me, as in here, it's kind of a mix between these two tables. I would select the exercise, it will bring me just my last record of the exercise, and I could select, I don't know, 5, 6, the ones I'm going to do today. And on the right or down, I could then input how many I did. And with a button, then it would automatically fill out this. It would be good to be able still to do the manual input of this, but I would prefer to do it always from here. Okay? So I'm going to start with drop-down my exercises. I have them here. For now, let's leave the option only to select from this exercise. I cannot add new ones. This I may add later. So this will be my exercise. And I'm going to bring it down. I don't know how many exercises can you do in a workout day, maybe 5, 10. Let's leave it at 5 for the moment. So I could bring this in two ways. With a formula or with a script. Let's do it at the beginning with a formula, and then we can see if it's necessary to bring it with a script. So the formula is very similar to these two we made last time. So we're going to, let's select this by box. We're going to do filter of my data will be these 8 columns, and I want to filter where this column A equals to this exercise. That's it. So here I'm bringing all my bike walks history. Now I only need the last one. As I only need the last one, I could do as in here, where I did this data B and B equal to max data B and B, the same. So this will be a new, the first condition was that the column A is bike walks. And the second condition will be that the column B equals to max of this column B. It won't work because if I put here max B and close, sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not work. Because for example, the last time I did an exercise was the 15th of September and I didn't do bike walks, then it's going to bring an error because it won't find in my filter any matches that have bike walk and have the last date that is 15. Okay, this is the problem. This may work sometimes, but not all the times. So I prefer to do it another way. We'll leave just all my dates and we're going to sort this filter by my date. So sort. Remember, sort has first we input the range, then the sort column, and then if it's ascending or not. So the sort column will be 1, that is where I have my date, and it is ascending, so I'll leave 1 also. Sorry, it's not ascending, it's descending, because I need the last one. So I need to go from the highest to the lowest. And as I need this one, I just need the first position. So I could do a sort n, maybe better. Sort n returns the first n items. I just need the first item. So sort n works a bit different. First goes the range, as before. Then goes how many items I want to show. Then how I'm going to show the ties, where they're equal. And then I do put the sort column and if it's ascending or not. So I already have the sort column and if it's ascending. So I'm just going to add here how many items I'm going to show, just 1, and then how I'm going to show the ties. So the ties I don't have any preference because in theory I cannot have the same exercise done 2 times on the same date. So I'm going to bring my headers, these headers, here. And I'm going to fix these ranges here so I can drag them down with no problem. Just these 2. I'm going to drag them down. I have this ref because this is blank, but when I put any exercise, this will bring me the data for that exercise. Okay, this is what I want. I can change this to S1 maybe. Better. I could wrap this in an if error, just in case something goes wrong. Okay, this is the first part of my video. The second part, this is my last, let's call this last workout. Now I want to do what I'm going to do today or tomorrow or whatever. So current workout. So the idea is that I bring this down because I want to know how many reps I did last week. And now I want to, or last year, the last time I did this exercise. And now I want to input how many I did today. So I'm going to bring this a bit down. I'm going to put here date. Because in theory, if I bring this down, is because this is what I'm going to do today. So I only need 1 date. Let's validate this with a date. So I can have, I do double click and I can have the date I'm going to do. So let's say I haven't worked out in almost a year. So I'm going to do this today. So I don't need here a date. I don't need this date column because I will put it here. What is today's date? I put it here. And now I only have to put these 7 things. We can combine this. I'm not a big fan of merging, but in the case of dashboards or forms, we could do it. I could add buffer column here. So this will be just inputs. I can also do this as a merge, and this also looks better. So the idea is that I here will write how many pipe walks I did today. I did, maybe I'm a bit out of shape, so I started with 4 and 4 and 4 and 4, and the same for all of this. I'm starting to work out again, so let's say, okay, so this is what I did today with my comments, and if I put a weight, now what I want to do is to have a record routine or record workout. It could be here, it could be in a menu. For now, let's do just the script, and at the end we will add the button. So let's go to the fun part. We already have some macros that we did last time, but we didn't come here to the editor to edit anything. We just did the macros. We just recorded the macros. So I'm going to add a new script. I'm going to call this functions. And we're going to call this function record workout. What I'm going to do in record workout is I'm going to merge what I find here with what I find here, and then I'm going to add it here. Maybe as you prefer, in the beginning or the end. For now, we're going to do it in the end, at the end of my data set here. So first, we need to look at the exercise we made, and then we're going to look for the last filled out row, and in the next one, in the first available row, we're going to paste my exercises. There are many ways we can do it. We can do it one by one, or do one array for all of them. Let's see how this works. So let's start by reading the exercises I have. This I don't need for anything. It's just more of a consult for the person that is filling out. So I don't need this for my code. I just need the exercises. So let's see. We're going to first connect with our book. This we do it connecting with the spreadsheet app, and then with the Get Active Spreadsheet service. Now we're going to connect with our sheet. So from our worksheet or book, then we can do Get Sheet by Name. And this, we're going to connect to input form. So it's a good practice to have this as a constant or a variable. We can call this form name. And here as a global constant, I could say this is called input form. So now I have I'm connecting with my sheet, my specific sheet. So now we're going to connect with this range. So we're going to start in the A6 or in row 6, column 1, ss.getRange. In row 1, column 6, up to how many rows? It depends on how many we find here. So we can do this with the getLastRow. So if I do getLastRow, it will return 10. But I don't need 10 because getRange receives how many rows from here to here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will be 10 minus 5. So it will be ss.getLastRow minus 5. So that it doesn't matter if I did 2 exercises or 5 or 20. I will always know the number. And finally, just one column, so I can leave this without any more arguments. We'll do dot get values. That's it. Now I haven't assigned this to any variable, so I will call this exercises, and I'm going to log these exercises. Let's save and let's run. So I have a problem here. I did this the wrong way because I told it that it was the first row and the 6th column. So the first row and the sixth column is this. It's backwards. It's the first column and the sixth row. So you see I have it inverted. Okay. Save and run again. Now it looks good. Bike walk, push-ups, squats, lat slides, bicep dip. Okay. So now I have my first array. Now I need my second array. That is this one. So I will get it the same way. So I will call current workout. It will be SS, get range. From the sixth row is the same row, it's this one, but the column changes is K. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 11th row. And this will remain the same. SS.getLastRow -5. And finally, I do have some number of columns. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. 7 columns, get values. Let's log also this current workout to see that everything's working fine. Save. So I have my exercises, and then I have the logs of the repetitions, the weight, the comments, whatever. So the next step is to mix this up, combine them. I will need to put these bike walks at the beginning of this, push-ups at the beginning of the second one, squats at the beginning of the third one, and so on. So I could do this in a number of ways. So how I'm going to do this merge is in the following way. I'm going to do first, I'm going to create an empty array. It will be called array2. Then I'm going to loop through my current workout with the for each method. So current workout dot for each, and for each can receive 1, 2, or 3 arguments. Normally we do it with 1, that is the row, but today I need the index also. So I'm going to input as arguments the row and the index. Remember that you could call this however you want. It's just 2 variables with the names you want. And then I'm going to do this arrow thing and my brackets. Let's close my parentheses also. And we're going to loop through each of the rows of my current workout. First this one, then this one, then this one. And for each one, I'm going to create a new row where I have first my exercise and then all this. So let's see if we can do it. So we're going to create a new row. First, let's log each row. That it should be the individual array. Okay, so I'm logging my rows, perfect. Then I'm going to create a new row. And this row, I'm going to add at the beginning of the row my exercise. So it will be row dot onShift. That is the method for adding at the beginning, inserts elements at the start of the array. We're going to add the element in the same row, but in the exercises array. So exercises in the row index and in the position 0. So let's log our new row. Let's save and let's run. No, it doesn't work. So what the problem here is that the onShift returns the new length of the array. So the thing with onShift is that onShift acts over the row. But given that I'm looping through the row, the best thing would be to make a copy of the row in this new row with a method like slice, for example. So we can make a quick copy of the array. And then we're going to do new row dot onShift exercises position index and 0. Okay, and now let's log our new row. Save and let's play. Now it works. Okay, so again, what I did was make a copy of my row, and then to this copy, I will add at the beginning the exercise. And that's it. The only thing left is to push this new row to my array to paste. So array to paste dot push. Push is the opposite of unshift. It adds at the end of my array. So we're going to add this new row. And I'm not going to log this new row. I just want to log at the end, log my array to paste. Let's see. Perfect, it looks good. I have this, this, and this. And I'm going to paste this. The last step is to paste this to my data. Actually, I could do this another way. Is that instead of doing the push new row, I could do an append row, new row, and it will go here for each exercise and put it. It's a little more ineffective because it has to come 5 times and paste it. In this other, how we're doing it, this way, with the array to paste, I just have to go 1 time and paste it. So and I need to do a bit more work, but it's a more efficient code. Okay, so now I need another SS, that is my data SS. We could be SS data, let's call it. It's going to be WS, get sheet by name, and this is called my data. So let's maintain our notation. So this will be data name, data spreadsheet name. This will be form spreadsheet name. And this is called, in my case, data. So now I need in this SS data dot get range, I need to look for the first available slot. So this will be my last row plus 1. So SS data dot get last row plus 1. The column would be the 1. How many rows? It's easy because it's the length of this array. The number of rows of exercises that I did. That actually is the same, is ss.getLastRow minus 5. It's the same. But to be more precise, I can say that it's array to paste dot length. And the number of columns is similar. Is the length of each of these new rows. Or in other words, array to paste in any of its positions, let's call position 0, it's the most safe because we know that always we can count that there will be at least one exercise, dot length. Finally, I'm going to set these values to my array to paste, and that's it. Let's save and let's try it out. I'm missing one thing that I forgot, that I totally forgot. It's the date. Between my exercise and the data, I need the date that I have it here. So we have to go back to Scratch. Actually, now we just need to put our date here. It will be SS, get range, and it's only one cell, so it's the cell L2. Get value. This will be my date. And here, let's format this. Here, when I'm doing this on shift, I could do first insert the date and then insert the exercise. So I'm going to do new row, dot on shift, date, and then I insert the exercise. Let's look at our array again. I'm going to comment this for the moment, just to see that our array is perfect. So look, pipebox, the date, push up the date, and then the other info. So it's perfect. So let's try it again. Now let's run, let's cross our fingers, and let's see. And you can see that here, automatically in my input form, this changed. Because now the moment I record this is looking for the last date. And I just pasted some data in my data, pasted these new exercises with this date. So the last date now will be the one I just recorded. Let's see. And here I can see it. Okay, it has correctly pasted it. This will save me some time because it avoids having to come here and create a new exercise each time. Yeah, so I can do it directly from here. This is what I wanted to do today. So the last thing I want is maybe add a button or custom menu that I could save. I don't have to go here and run, but that I could run this record workout from a button. So maybe we can add an image. This one, I like this. So I'm going to assign a script and paste my function. The last thing my function may need is to erase this, so I can avoid duplicating by accident my workout. So I can just take this range and delete it. That's it. From K5, from K6 to Q10. Maybe I can put this here, my save button, so I could have space to do 6, 7, or 10 exercises. So actually this is not K6 to Q6, but K6 to Q open to any row that we have. So let's do that part. Once we do this, we're going to, in our SS, in our main SS, we're going to get the range that starts on the K column, in the K6 cell, and goes up to Q. And we're going to clear the content. Let's save. I can remove these logger logs and just organize my code a bit. It's good. So let's save and let's try another one. We are going to erase this. For some reason, this if error is not working. So it will, maybe we can look for a next video how we can solve this, but the nice thing is that when we select the exercise, it will correct itself. So let's put some other exercises. And now let's add some other data. Have another date, save, and also we can see here that it already saved correctly. And that's it. That's what I wanted to do today. I hope it works for you. I can remove some rows here so it looks better, and also from here, and that's a very clean logger for my exercises. So I hope you liked it. You can find the template file in my Patreon page, and please let me know, how do you see it? If there anything else that we can do? I think with this it would work really well. Maybe what we can do next time is to pimp up to optimize this dashboard, put some graphs and make it look a little better. I think that it looks really good. What another thing we could do is, for example, have some categories. For example, I can have a leg day, an arm day, or a push day, a pull day. And here, instead of having to select each exercise, I'm going to select a category and it will bring the exercises for that category, but the rest will remain the same. So just let me know, what do you think? And we can maybe add another video to this series. Thank you so much and see you next time.